Dear students, welcome back to a Digital Learning, an initiative by a Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Government of Karnataka. Students, in the previous sessions, you learnt under this unit is the meaning of planning, definition of planning, nature of planning, purpose of the planning, and the steps in planning. In this session, we're going to learn about the objectives of the planning. The learning objective of the session is to learn about the objectives of planning. Session outcomes. At the end of the session, the student shall have the concept clarity and understanding with regard to the objectives of the planning. Dear students, objectives are the ends or achievements of which managerial activities are directed. The effective management is possible only through the setting up of objectives, and all managerial efforts should be directed to achieve these objectives. The objectives constitute the purpose, the attainment of which is necessary for the business. An organization can grow in an orderly way if well-defined goals have been set. But a student, so objectives are a prerequisite for a planning. Possible without setting up of objectives. So objectives are not only helpful in planning, but also in other managerial functions like organizing, directing, controlling. The clear-cut objectives help in a proper decision making. And in achieving better results, the profit earning was considered to be the only objective of the business in the recent past. But it is no longer true now. No doubt, profit is the main objective of the business concern, but it is not the only objective, my dear students. The awareness of social responsibility has exploded the myth of a profit objective. Dear students, the objectives of planning is further divided into, that is, the first one is the planning of objectives, next efficiency of a planning and forecasting, the planning and decision making. Planning is essential at each level, a planning and controlling. Let us learn one by one in detail in the coming slides. Planning and objectives. The planning is object-oriented. Every plan must contribute the accomplishment of group objectives. If objectives are not decided, planning will be of no use. So that every organization should set objective first. The business objectives are the standards of performance expected to be achieved. So these are the aims and the attainment of which gives an idea about the efficiency or inefficiency of the various departments or cost centers. Now let us move on to next objective of the planning. Efficiency of a plan. The efficiency is the ability to minimize the use of resources in achieving organizational objectives. The efficiency of plan is measured by its contribution to objective as economical as possible. The planning should be done in such a way that the maximum results will be obtained at a minimum cost. The efficiency of plan is the second objective of planning. That way, So these are the aims and attainment of which gives an idea about the efficiency or inefficiency of the various departments or cost centers. So the business objectives are the standards of performance expected to be achieved. So that a clear-cut objectives help in a proper decision making in achieving better results. Next will be a planning and forecasting. The essence of planning is forecasting. Forecasting means looking ahead, making assumptions about the future. The forecasting is not a speculation, it involves a logical and intelligent guesswork. The forecasting provides a basis for a planning. It helps management to make assumptions about a future. It forms the basis for development. The planning in various areas like purchases of raw materials, production, marketing is based on forecasting. The forecasting describes what will happen in future. The forecasting helps that whether the future raw material cost is a decreases or increases. So if it is a decreases, then you have to wait for the order. If it is increases, you should order now for the raw materials and so on. So like that, the planning is not a speculation. The forecasting is a guesswork, intelligent and logical guesswork. So next we'll go to next objectives of a planning and decision making. The fourth objectives of the planning is the decision making is a process of selecting a better course of action from available alternatives. The decisions are taken about the use of organizational resources. It is an important part of planning. The decision making is a wider term. It includes organizing, directing, controlling, and coordination. The planning helps us to take the decisions. Or maybe a realistic and operational. These objectives should be based on the practical situations. They should also take into account the philosophy and thinking of the management. The objectives should be realistic so that they may be converted into actual performances. So planning helps to take decisions that the decisions are taken about the use of organizational resources. It is an important part of planning. The next objective is the planning is essential at each level. The nature of planning is different at each level. The planning is done in all types of organization, in all departments. So it means the planning must be done in each level, top level management, a lower level management, it means operation level management, a middle level management. In each level, the planning must be done. The next objective, a planning and the controlling. A planning is a flexible and it is continuous process. It is never-ending activity. On the basis of feedback, a controlling function changes. The planning is looking ahead and the controlling is looking back. It means the planning means fixing the objectives and preparing a budget. The controlling involves a comparison of actual results with the planned results. It means estimated results. So dear students, in this session, we learnt about the objectives of the planning. So first one, the planning and the objectives. Second one, the efficiency of the plan. The third point, planning and forecasting. And next will be a planning and decision making. And the planning is essential at each level. And finally, the planning and controlling. the references. Thank you, my dear students, for watching the video.